Hello, everybody. Welcome to the FloTrack Podcast, presented by Wonderful Pistachios at the On Athletics Hub. I am Liv Ekpone, joined with Ashley Tishins and Corey Mull. We are super excited. Got my bag of pistachios. I'm ready to be fueled throughout the entire day. You already know I'm pumped to be here, but how are you two feeling about being back?
Well, we know you're pumped. I'm pumped because we're here. It's my second time here. Look at this weather. It's beautiful.
Great.
I mean, we all were here last year. I mean, it was pouring down rain the entire time, so I think this is perfect weather for Penn Relays. How about you, Corey?
It's always sunny in Philadelphia. Super grateful to be here. The 4x8s kicked things off this morning, the high school divisions, and I think we are raring to go and to see some electric track and field over 3 days in Philadelphia.
Oh my gosh, it's so great. What was your favorite moment last year? Besides dropping your SD card in the puddle, but we
won't talk about that. We won't talk about that.
From that.
I mean,
it's been a great year last year.
It's so hard to pick one moment because there's so many good moments here. Like, I just think back to, I think the thing that stands out for me is when you're in Franklin Field, just the roar of that crowd. Like, you don't get that anywhere else. You know, like, I've been to plenty of track meets before, and I'd never experienced that before, and I think that makes it so special here.
Yeah.
Listen, it's so different than any other meet in the U.S. You have the Jamaican high schools coming to Penn Relays to compete against the best in the U.S. That in itself is a show, but then you have collegiate track and field programs really kicking it hard. The 4x1500s, the 4x miles, DMRs, amazing. And then you just have the Olympic development fields to bring in the best of our Olympic talents really to compete, at Franklin Field. And you just can't get enough of track here at Franklin Field.
And on top of that, you have the Masters. I look forward to that, and we're going to dive into all of that. But before we do, we went on an adventure yesterday.
We did.
I must say, I feel like I've never had an actual cheesesteak until yesterday. When we were here 2 years ago, we went to the Phillies game. I don't know if we consider that, but we hit 4 different spots, and we all tried them all. We went to D'Alessandro's, we went to Steve's, Joe's, Angelo's. Okay, so let's talk about it. We all went to different. How were you feeling, first of all, this morning when we got up?
I was fine.
For a run.
I was fine. I was a little full yesterday. I mean, we had 4 cheesesteaks within 2 hours, 3 hours.
It was great.
It was a fun experience, though.
I think when you think of Philadelphia, what comes to mind?
Cheesesteaks.
Santa at the Eagles game.
Oh, true,
Yes.
true. Booing Santa. Yeah.
Phillies, World Series. We got all kinds of sports. But cheesesteaks are at the heart of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So when you come to the city, you have to experience it. There are hundreds of cheesesteak shops around the city. Mm-hmm. And I think we just wanted to get something different here while we were in Philadelphia and experience that. You know what you're getting every time you go to a shop and you order a sandwich. So we just kind of set out to figure out what was the best cheesesteak in our minds. And what did we come to? What was our realization?
We are on different pages.
Yeah, we are.
Ashley and I, we're spot on 1 through 4 of rankings. Corey, you the oddball out, but it's okay. Oh, man. I think we need to move on because my stomach is starting to growl now, and it's not even noon yet. But let's kick it off. Today is Thursday, and we're here at Penn Relays presented by Toyota. And as Corey mentioned, the 4x8s have already kicked off. We had the small and the large school heats. Union Catholic, Rumson Fairhaven, Edwin Allen were some of the top programs that we saw. So what can we take away? Because they took the top 12 teams. They're going to face the Championship of America later, these championships. So is there a certain team that really caught your eye that we're like, okay, they look solid going into the Championship of America? Ashley, what do you think?
Well, I mean, for me, obviously, I think the defending champions, Union Catholic, looked very strong in their prelim run. They ran 9:02 easily to win their heat, advance on to the Championship of America. But they weren't the only team under 9:10 either. We saw some pretty fast times for a prelim. I think that kind of that 9-minute range, that's pretty quick. We'll see them dip under 9 minutes, I'm sure, in the Championship of America heat. But they really look strong. I feel like we've talked about this before. Union Catholic, they're made for the 4x4. I think, Corey, you said that in a previous podcast. They just have the pieces to put it together. You have a veteran like Peyton Hollis on that team who kind of, I feel like, molds that team together. But then you also have, Paige Shepard, who's their freshman star there that's kind of carrying it home for them and has some speed. So I feel like I was really impressed by them, but there are plenty of other teams, I'm sure, if you look at the results, that also had really impressive performances.
Mm-hmm. And this was a carbon copy from last year. We look at the heats last year. It was Edwin Allen, Union Catholic. You look at the final, it was Edwin Allen, Union Catholic. And I think we're going to set up again for a final with Edwin Allen and Union Catholic going at it. I agree with you with Shepard and Hollis. That is hard to beat, right? Those two bookends of this program run incredible 800s. In the prelims today, they ran 2:14 splits for their carries. Really impressive. And now they go in only separated by 2 points in the prelims. So I think you start to ratchet it up once you get into that championship final when the stakes are a little bit higher. So I think we're going to see a little bit more from Union Catholic in the final.
Yeah, I agree. I want to give a huge shout out to our New Jersey team, Rumson Fairhaven. They actually were part of the same heat as Union Catholic, and they went 9:04. So they're just trucking away, trying to close that gap as best as they can. And Padua Academy, we saw them throughout the indoor season. Really, you remember being by their coach as they were cheering for one of the races during the indoor season. And I'm not going to count them out either. 9:09 for Padua Academy from Delaware.
Yeah, and they were second in the first heat behind Edwin Allen.
Right behind Edwin Allen, yeah.
Definitely a contender.
So we can pretty much all say it's going to be a spicy championship of America.
Honestly, I'm hoping for another epic race like last year. Again, we saw last year Union Catholic #2 all-time U.S. high school outdoors in that 4x8. So I really hope we see. Selfishly, I want to see another race like that again.
Yeah, same here.
I want to see some sub 210 splits.
I think we could see that happen.
The weather is in our favor. You guys are probably going to be sick and tired of me saying and talking about this weather. You already know if you are a veteran that comes to Penn Relays. It popped up on my Facebook too. Like 15 years ago is when I ran at my very first Penn, and I just remember the downpour rain, the cold. We're constantly having our long sleeves on. The fact that it's like hot, low 60s as the high. It's a little breezy, but the energy is going to be there. So this is the perfect weather to get those really fast splits that we're all looking forward to.
Absolutely.
So 210. Striving for that. So Thursday also represents largely the school 4x8s. We're going to see 4x1s later, 4x4s. We saw Archbishop Carroll. They were on their way out to run the 4x1s. But this is all about heats today. So it's trying to get those just trying to do your best to get into those championships of America. So what does the rest of the day look like? We're going to see the Masters races also. I talked about that. We're going to see more 4x4 heats. And we're also going to see some college races towards the evening time around 5:25 p.m. Eastern, going all the way to 10:30. We're all excited for that. We're going to see things like the 400-meter hurdles, the 1,500, the 3K steeplechase, 5Ks, and 10Ks. But I know there's so much, and we would literally be here all day if we went through each and every heat. But I want us to talk about our favorite races or our favorite events that we're looking forward to seeing. What are you guys looking forward to later today?
I mean, for me, I know it's just the heats, but the 4x4, the girls' high school 4x4, that was one of my favorite events last year. I know we saw Bullis put out a spectacular 3:36 to finish second to Heidel. They won in 3:35, and I think we're going to see another epic rematch of that race from last year. You know, if we look at these heats, Bullis School already this year, they've set a U.S. high school national record already. They said that at the Florida Relays. So they come into this, I feel like, with just a lot of momentum. And I think this could be the year, like, you know, hey, last year they lost by like a second, maybe less than a second. And maybe now they have all the pieces together to take down Heidel.
Yeah, I like that. It's going to be a great race.
They're on a mission. I mean, Bullis on both sides of the equation are on a mission. And Penn Relays is usually their pivot point in the season where they start to sort of ramp things up. This is a great environment to get some PRs. And I think Bullis, which is in Heat 163, is definitely one of the teams to watch. But I'm going to center on Heat 160 at 3:50 p.m. It is loaded. This 4x4 in the girls' races is loaded. Union Catholic, Archbishop Carroll, St. Jago, McDonough School, and South County. Those are all heavy hitters that are going to run really fast times.
All in one heat.
All in one heat.
Goodness gracious.
161 is Edwin Allen and Wolmers, and 162 is Heidel, which largely is probably the favorite here. But 160, I think we're going to get two really fast times out of that heat, because when you put irons in the fire, you tend to get steel. So I think you're going to get something special from 160.
And I'm just thinking about Quincy Split last year, just putting out really ridiculous time. We might see something fast like that, especially in that heat that you're referring to, because only a certain amount of teams make it into that championship of America. Good thing it's like based off time, so it's not like you have to technically win the heat, but you know, as you mentioned, the fire's going to be striking hot, so you have to do your best to get out there and perform and do what you need to do. 4x4s are going to be exciting. I also want to highlight the college women's steeplechase. I'm looking forward to that. I know it's not a heat, it's a final, but we're going to see a lot of these amazing athletes at the college level doing their thing. Olivia Morganti who goes to the University of Pennsylvania. You already know she's going to have the home crowd advantage running later tonight, and I think it's just going to be a close matchup. Right now, she's the 37th fastest steeplechaser in the country. She went 10:15:16, but she's also going to have athletes like Emily Cole of Duke, who will be in that front pack as well, who's gone 10:15:23, and then Helena Lindsay of Georgia Tech has gone 10:10:55, ranked number 29th in the country. So again, these college races are going to be exciting. It's going to be great. Hopefully it won't be too cold, because I can only imagine what that water's going to be like.
Fun fact about Emily Cole, too. She is a social media superstar.
Yes. See, I was aware. Were you aware?
I was vaguely aware. I didn't know how many followers she had, but I knew that she had a fandom there, and nearly 200,000 on Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's exciting.
Yeah, she's always creating content and stuff. I believe she has various NIL deals with certain brands and stuff like that, so she's really capitalizing on that market, which I think it's awesome to see, especially when, you know, in a space like track and field, especially.
Yep.
Speaking of creating content, let's talk about the Masters 100-meter heats, because the Masters races always bring out
Loving it.
The views, the likes, the shares.
That's what I was going to say. The views. Masters 100 is just like, it's the makings of just viral
Content.
for social media.
Viral
Viral content,
moments.
yeah. Like, I mean, if you look at what I think it was last year, I posted
Bob Williams.
Yes, Bob Williams. Like 3 million views on TikTok. Come on. Everyone loves to see it, because I think it's awesome to see these, you know, these gentlemen coming out here and they're still putting down fast times and still, like, you know, pursuing a passion that they like.
You think about it, when you're that age, like, you've lived your life, you've had a family, and you still have the desire to get back on the track in front of thousands of people, mind you, and to run.
Yeah.
I hope when I am that age, I am still driven enough to run 100 meters out of me.
I was thinking the same thing. 75 years young, if I can continue to just run like that,
I was going to say,
that'd
if
be
I'm still running.
great. That'd be amazing. Like 100 meters, that is amazing.
Yeah, but 2 years ago, I remember the first sort of big viral star out of, you know, our stream was Michael Kish.
Yes.
From New Jersey. This guy ran 13.4 in the 100, and we had that side profile of his race, which I think accentuated the speed there. But just incredible to watch, and just millions of views racked up.
What do you think it is that's intriguing about why do you think they go viral?
I think it's relatable across classes, like demographics. I mean, people see someone at that age performing. It's foreign to most people, right? Because you don't follow track and you see a guy like that running. I think it just catches you, and it's relatable in a way that's, you know, different from many other things.
Well, I know you mentioned Michael Kish. He's racing later today, correct?
He is, yeah.
So what do you think we can expect from Michael Kish there? I believe you've spoken to him before, correct?
I did. 2 years ago, I spoke with Michael Kish, and he's got a great story. You know, he grew up in New Jersey, but he didn't really run track as a high schooler. He only really found it late in his life. But he's running for a different track program today. You know, Houston Elite. I think he was formerly with AC Shore. But he's 72, and honestly, he looks as spry as he was 2 years ago. So I'm hoping to see something special from him.
Michael Kish is a very special individual, and I know you asked, like, what made his race so viral? I think it's, as Corey mentioned, relatable, but it's also so inspiring, because you don't hear so many people, once they, you know, are 60 years young, 70 years young, like, still going out there and competing like that.
For sure.
Because I don't know what I'm going to be doing when I'm 70 years young. I feel like I would just be, like, sitting on the couch, probably eating some pistachios. You know, I love popcorn, so I feel like that's where I would be. But to just see them be able to compete in front of the audience here at Penn in this environment is just, I think that's
crazy.
part of it, too.
They go crazy
For sure.
All right, let's move on to the women's 10K championship. We're going to see Kelsey Camille have her season debut. I remember all of us being there at the NCAA cross country championships, and my heart literally just sank to just see her not being able to contribute to her team for NC State. But what are we looking forward to, and what is our biggest takeaway as we were about to see her toe the line for this outdoor season here at Penn Relays?
I'm glad you mentioned that moment from the NCAA cross country championships, because as you mentioned, we were all there, and Lori Hennis will say this herself, like, Kelsey Camille is like the backbone of this NC State squad. She's been there for such a long time. She's a grad student now, and she's just been so consistent. If you look across her whole career, like she's won so many All-American honors for the Wolfpack. And when she was injured and she could not compete for her team at the cross-country championships, I know that, the team was crushed, right? But
yes.
they still go on, and they won that team title, even though, one of their leaders was on the sidelines. But so I think for that reason, I'm just so glad that we're seeing Kelsey back here, right?
Yes.
She's in this 10K. She has a lot of experience at the 10K too. And I think that, this could be a chance for her to really, I feel like, just not like a rust buster, but I feel like just maybe gain some confidence.
Yeah.
You're going to be under the lights here at Penn. It'll be later this evening. She has a PR of 32:45. So I think that's, a good race for her to come back, and I'm really excited to see what she can do.
I love how you said gain confidence. Sometimes when you're removed from competition like that, it's nerve-wracking. You don't know what to expect, and I'm pretty sure there's been multiple conversations of, are you ready? Do you feel good? Let's see what you can do. No pressure. Just get out there, run, have fun, and what better meet to do it at than Penn Relays? It's just a perfect meet to do that.
Kelsey is a lock Hall of Famer for North Carolina State. Absolute lock. 11-time All-American, 11-time ACC, All-ACC. She is one of the best track and field athletes NC State has ever had, and they've had a lot of them. So I am also sort of happy just to see her get out there and compete. Last dance, as you might say, right? Senior season here. If we even think back to Kelsey in high school, she was part of that lauded Saratoga Springs program, which often comes here, does really well in some of these relays. So she understands what Penn is all about, and she, across her career, she can kind of bring that knowledge base, to a race like this, and just use that to her advantage. But really excited to see what she can do. Obviously, the U.S. Olympic Trials standard is 31:30, and right now 9 American women have hit that this year. But, the qualifying process started back in December 31st, 2022. So it's been a while. But, where can she go? Can she improve on the 32:45? I think that's the question here, and we'll see if she can get it.
Yeah, stay tuned. I know we talked about all the exciting things. Is there anything else we're looking forward to?
Oh, gosh.
Besides
You're
all the
putting
Jamaican
me
food.
on the spot. I don't know.
I'm all for the food.
You're here for the food?
The good times.
Well, what's the food you're looking forward to?
I don't know. I like to eat. So I'm just looking forward to the food, everyone being here, watching these teams compete. It's going to be super exciting.
There's some really good professional fields set for the next couple of days. 400, we talked about Ryan Whaley, Bullis School in the 400 section that we'll see later. Vashti Cunningham in the high jump. I think we're going to get some great athletes to compete over the next 3 days.
Yeah, it's going to be super exciting. So, again, the weather is really nice. Great competition. So, we're going to be here all week.
Before, I got to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
We were talking about this prior to this. You say this is your favorite Penn Relays event. Penn Relays is your favorite track meet. And I know you've been here since you were in high school. And I just need to, this is just I can't fathom this, but you can't remember how many, you've won so many times here that you can't remember how many times you've won here. How many wheels have you won? Can you take a guess?
I honestly really do not know. It's a hard question because I've done different events from the 4x1, 4x2, 4x4, and I also ran the 100. So I know for a fact I have 2 relay watches because I won my sophomore and junior year. I was hurt my senior year, so I don't remember running that. I think I only ran the 4x4 my senior year. So it's I have to go back. I remember anchoring the 4x1. No, second leg of the 4x1 freshman year. We won that. 4x4, anchor that, won that. Sophomore year is very a blur. I don't really remember that besides the 100. Junior year, we won the 4x2, 4x1. I won the 100. So maybe 6? Maybe? Are you looking this up right now?
No. I
was like,
don't worry, I'm not fact checking you.
I was like, I honestly don't even know.
Hey, good problem to have. You've won so much you can't even remember. That's a good problem to have.
Can't even remember.
What we got up next? We got a mystery guest coming?
We have a mystery guest joining us. I'm super excited. So I'm going to kick y'all off. So good to have you. Thank you for joining me.
Thank
you, Olivia.
Awesome.
Have fun in this interview, okay?
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. And here I have Addie Ritzenhein from Niwot joining me wearing amazing gear. Hello, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm so amazing. So we have a huge announcement to make. Addie Ritzenhein is the newest NIL athlete for On Athletics. Huge crowd here. She is a Niwot sophomore. You won the Colorado State Championships for your team and also individually as well. Also NXN champion, Gatorade Athlete of the Year. The list just goes on. And then during this indoor season, you finished third at New Balance National Indoors in the 2 mile with a 9:52 personal best. But I've honestly been waiting all week for this. So I want to thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
It's just so good to see you. This is your second time here at Penn Relays. What memories do you have from just competing here?
Yeah, last year it was very rainy. That's definitely a memory. It was really cool to compete in the stadium too. I came with my dad for the first time. I ran the 3K. Yeah, it was really cool. The crowd was insane. There were so many people. The energy is just great here.
That's awesome. I totally agree with you. Okay, we're here. Like I mentioned, I'm super excited to be here. I know you're super excited. And you just became the very first high school athlete to sign as an on athlete. What does that mean to you, and how excited are you for this opportunity as well?
It's so special. I'm very excited. I could not imagine, like from last year when I was a freshman, I could not imagine that I would be here today. It's so incredible to be like with all the other NIL athletes behind me. Yeah, it's so special.
Why on?
They made it feel like a family, honestly. Like it was a pretty simple answer. I knew from meeting with Kevin and stuff that I wanted to be part of the On family. They make it very inclusive. I know they like care about their athletes so much, and that really stands out to me.
Okay, I have to ask you about your favorite shoe. I think I'm wearing it.
Okay.
Is it the Cloud Monster? I think I've read that.
Yes, yeah.
What about the features of the shoe, or what about it do you like that makes you just like, it's my favorite shoe, I gotta have it?
Honestly, I felt great on all my runs with the Cloud Monster. I mean, I've worn this shoe for like, I would say like a year, a little over a year now.
Yeah.
It's just beyond my favorite shoe, I would say. It's very supportive. Yeah.
I agree with you. I feel like, honestly, I'm like, I know you're on cloud 9, right? I feel like I could just jump off a trampoline.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm just springing out there when I wear them. I totally agree with you there. Just thinking about your career up until this moment, what do you think has prepared you for this amazing opportunity that you have?
Honestly, like everything has led me up to this moment. My team is a big part of that.
Yes.
Yeah. My teammates, Olivia is here today too, so she's a very big part of that. And my coaches, and just training in general. Like I really love this sport, so yeah, that really pushes me to keep going.
I know you're just a sophomore. Gosh, you still have so much track and cross country left in you, but up until this point, what do you think has been just your favorite memory of just running with Niwot and your team?
I would say team trips are always the best.
Yeah.
NXN for sure, and state. Those are really, really fun memories. Yeah, I would just say the team trips in general. Yeah.
Do you guys have any special traditions that you guys do when you go on trips? Like, is there a certain meal you have to have? Is there a certain activity that y'all do?
Yeah, we usually go to Olive Garden.
Okay.
Yeah, we usually go to Olive Garden. Yeah, that's probably our biggest tradition.
If it works, it works. Okay, so this season alone, you've won states. NXN became the Gatorade Athlete of the Year. What would you say has been the highlight only for your sophomore season? What is that biggest accomplishment that you feel like you've had?
Definitely, it's in between Gatorade and NXN. I would say NXN was I would say NXN probably because it's like a big shocker. It was like a big that was just like, it was very unexpected, I would say. And I was there with my team to celebrate with my team, so that was a very big part of it.
I remember being on the ground watching you cross that finish line in front, and I just remember the emotions that you had. How much confidence did that meet give you just moving forward for the rest of the season?
Yeah, that gave me so much confidence. It really helped me prepare for the unexpected, I would say. Yeah, it was just, I was flooded with emotions. It was just so, it was just incredible.
What did that meet teach you about yourself?
I would say that it it taught me a lot. I would say that I just, I can do it simply. Just, yeah, I can, put my mind to it.
I know your team, and you have a lot of supporters out here. If they could describe you in one word, what would that be? I'm going to let you brag about yourself.
Okay. I've heard from quite a few people that I'm a prankster.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, quite a lot from my teammates.
Wait, what's the biggest prank you've done? if you don't mind me asking?
Let's see. And on April Fool's last year,
Oh
in
gosh,
the
it's an
locker-
April Fool's joke.
Me and my friend Anna, we sprayed fart spray in the locker room, and everybody ran out. Yeah.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. That's so awesome. Okay, we're here at Penn Relays, presented by Toyota, and as I mentioned before, this is your second time competing here. You finished 5th in the 3K last year, and this year you're going to be competing in that as well. You ran on the 4x8 earlier today, didn't you? Or no?
No, I did not.
Okay,
Not
that's
today.
okay. That's okay. But you're here with your team also. What was the moment that you remember the most last year that you want to make sure that you've learned from it? You've learned from that experience in that 3K when you finished 5th.
I definitely took it out way too fast. I went out in a mile PR for the 3K. So I would say just like kind of attach and like stay in the zone. It was also really cold last year, so the weather's a lot better this year.
A lot better. That's all I've been talking about this whole week is like, I'm just grateful that the sun is out.
Yeah.
It is not downpour raining. Everything
Yeah.
is great. And I know you mentioned that your team is super important to you, and you have Olivia who's like right there supporting you as well. So how excited are you to just have your team, your family, and also on here to support you as well?
Yeah, it's incredible. I couldn't imagine anything better. They're truly my biggest support system, my coaches, my teammates, my family, and on now too. Yeah, it's so incredible.
I want to talk about support. I feel like you have been given so much love, and rightfully so. You're an amazing human being, and your biggest supporters, I also feel like, are your parents as well. So how have your father and your mother helped you to progress over the last couple of years?
Yeah, I just I've tagged along with them my whole entire life, I would say. Like, I've been around running because of my dad my whole life. And when my dad became a coach for On, I just naturally, like, I started wearing their shoes, their clothing. I've been around, like, the staff, the athletes. So, yeah, it's been, like, I don't know, I kind of just been there, like, all along. So, yeah, it's been really good.
Been very good. So it already felt like home.
Yeah, it
for
already
you.
felt like home.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful to hear. What's one coaching phrase that maybe you've heard from your mother or your father over the last couple of years?
Okay, I have two. One from my dad was "Don't fight the mud," and I
Ooh,
think
I
that
like
that definitely helped at NXN.
Yes, I was about to say, it must have helped you there.
And then my coach Kelly, always says to have the most fun on the line to me
I
and my
love that.
teammates. So yeah, that sticks out to me.
Oh, I love both of those phrases. Those are both really good. And I know we're pretty much in the middle of outdoor season, it feels like, and pretty soon we're going to see you competing at states and doing all the great things. What goals do you have moving forward?
Yeah, just to kind of progress off of what I've already done, get some more PRs, I would say, and just get ready for my junior season and for cross season.
Okay. If Ashley was here, she would be asking you this question because she asks, it's very, very challenging.
Okay.
Do you prefer cross country, indoor, or outdoor track, and why? Which one's your favorite season?
Definitely cross country.
Ooh,
I would say definitely
good
cross
choice.
country.
I love that.
I just like the feeling of like the grit, you know, like
Yeah.
I feel like track is very like competitive, but cross country is more like the course is like more, I don't know, just like the grit.
The grit?
Yeah, I would just say that.
I love
Yeah.
that. Addie, I'm so proud of you. I've been able to just watch you progress from your freshman year and now as you're growing and just doing amazing things in the sport. So I want to wish you all the best as you continue to do great things. Thank you so much for joining
you.
me. It's always been a pleasure. You guys, thank you so much once again. And thank you everyone in the crowd that's here. We're super excited to have you. Please do not forget to join us. We're going to be here at the On Athletics Hub every day. Today's Thursday, so see us Friday, see us Saturday. We're going to be here live every day, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you again next time.